Hello, this is Mr. Herbert. I'm going to tell you about what you will learn if you choose to study history at GCSE and how you will be assessed. All of the images you can see are connected to the topics that you will study during the 2-year course. Some of these will already be familiar to you from your study of history in years 7 to 9. Others will be a complete mystery to you. However, learning about new, fascinating people, places and events from the past is one of the most enjoyable parts of the study of history, and a key reason why I decided to opt for history when I was your age. Hopefully, this short presentation will whet your appetite to further investigate what GCSE history has to offer you. The GCSE history course is divided into two components, studies in depth and studies in breadth. As you can see, our two depth studies are the Elizabethan age, covering the fascinating reign of Tudor monarch Elizabeth I, and the USA, a nation of contrasts, 1910 to 1929, which covers economic and social aspects of American history. Our studies in breadth are the development of Germany and crime and punishment, in which you will cover a longer period of history, focusing on only the most important developments. In your study of the Elizabethan age, you will begin by learning about the coronation of Elizabeth and how she ruled England at the beginning of her reign. Religion is a crucial part of the period, which connects the stories of Mary Queen of Scots, rebellions, and the Spanish Armada. Finally, you will compare the lives of the rich and poor in Elizabethan England and popular forms of entertainment, including the importance of the theatre. The depth study of America focuses on the short but action-packed time period. You will study the economic boom, a time of great prosperity and wealth, as well as the significant turning point of the 20th century, the Wall Street crash. Aspects of American society during the 20s are explored: attitudes towards immigration, life in the South during segregation, prohibition and gangsterism, the changing role of women including the flapper lifestyle, ending with a study of jazz and the early cinema. By the end of this unit, you will have an excellent knowledge and understanding of one of America's most vibrant eras. Your first breadth study would be Germany 1919 to 1991. Germany has a fascinating 20th century history, and you will learn the major turning points during this period. Starting with the impact of the First World War and the Treaty of Versailles on Germany, you will understand the causes of Hitler's rise to power in 1933 and features of life during Nazi rule. You will also discover how and why Germany was divided in two after losing the Second World War, and how the two Germanys developed differently. The fall of the Berlin Wall and German reunification completes this unit of study, and the breadth study provides a superb opportunity to understand some of the most important ideologies, events, and people that shaped the 20th century. The final unit is a completely different type of history studied elsewhere on the course. You will study the nature and causes of crime, the policing of crime, and the punishment of criminals across three large time periods: the Anglo-Saxon and medieval period, the early modern period, and the modern period. As you can see in the table, you will study the main developments in each time period and area. For example, the punishment of criminals in the medieval period was mainly retribution, using stocks and public executions. In the early modern period, humiliation was a key form of punishment, often to deter criminality. And you'll study the changes made since 1800 to the role and purpose of prisons and attempts to rehabilitate criminals. As part of your study of crime and punishment since the year 500, you will also get to study the historic site of Pentonville Prison in London. You will learn about the history of the buildings, the guards, and the prisoners, so that you are fully prepared to answer 2 questions on the final exam about this historic site. Here is some information about how you'll be assessed in GCSE history. There are 2 exams lasting 2 hours each. They're both worth 50% of your overall GCSE and will both be sat in June 2023. All of the question types require you to write in paragraphs, with some questions requiring you to assess the accuracy of a historical interpretation. Throughout your study of the course, we will equip you with the skills and knowledge to tackle the different question types on the exams. I hope you found this presentation useful in finding out more about GCSE history. If you have any questions or would like to know more about any aspect of the course, please speak to me in school or email me. Alternatively, speak to one of our current year 10 or 11 historians for their views on what studying history at GCSE is really like. Thank you for listening.